Again. Today's episode will focus on the Arcane Compendium and the changes between the 2nd to the 3rd edition of the 9th Age.
Just like in previous editions of the 9th Age, this book includes two main sections, spells and items. Items are now called magic items instead of special items. Magic items are categorized into three types. Common items that are available to all armies, army-specific items that are found only in the army books, and the new shared items. The rules for shared items are found in the Arcane Compendium, but each army book will specify which shared items they can use and the price for them. Let's briefly look at the different categories. A model can have a single item from each category. We have weapon enchantments. There are no changes to the overall rules to weapon enchantments. We have armor enchantments. Since armor is now built into profiles, anyone meeting the item-specific criteria can buy these. Normally that means that you do not need to have an armor value to buy an armor enchantment. Shield enchantments, a new category that requires a shield to be used. Artifacts, these are now limited to one artifact per character. Potions and scrolls, a new category of items. These are one-use only items. Banner enchantments. No major changes here, except that battle standard bearers can only have a single banner enchantment now. Alright, let's move on to spells. If you need a refresher on how magic works, check out the episode on the magic phase. And if you need a refresher on the rules for spell selection, check the episode on battle preparations. We still have the same 10 paths of magic, but nearly all spells are either new or updated. Let's go through some changes that apply to all or most paths. Most of these changes are done to simplify the game, making it easier to pick up. Each path of magic has 6 spells. There are no attribute spells anymore, just these 6 spells. Most apprentice spells, which are the number 1 spell in each path, are replicable. But often this comes with the additional rule that a unit can only be affected by the spell once. Boosted effects for spells do not exist anymore. Spells generally have a casting value somewhere between 6 to 13. Let's look at a single spell from each path. In Alchemy we have the apprentice spell Molten Copper. As you can see, this is a damage spell that is replicable. Many of the alchemy spells have interactions with armor. In this case, if the target has the property metal armor, the hits from these spells have increased strength and AP. Cosmology still has the dual nature in its spells. For example, this spell Truth of Time. The spell affects the target's mobility and charge rate. It's set to either 8 or 3, depending on if you cast a Cosmos or Chaos version of the spell. Divination has a clearer theme of time. This can be seen in effects based on the turn number, such as in this spell, Fate's Judgment. The number of hits that the target suffers from this spell is based on the game turn number. Druidism. Some of the spells in Druidism have additional effects based on if the caster is within a terrain feature when the spell is cast. For example, this spell, Nature's Venom. The target gains poison in melee, but if the caster is in a field when the spell is cast, the spell also affects shooting. Evocation is a path where interactions with courage is important, such as in this spell, Touch of the Reaper, where the hits are rolling to wound against courage instead of resilience. Occultism still includes the sacrifice, but nowadays the sacrifice means that you cast the Devouring Dark on your own unit, and if you do that, the range of the spell is increased by +6 inches. Pyromancy is similar to before. It focuses on flaming attacks and many hits with strength 4 AP 0. As you can see in this spell Pyroclastic Flow, where the target suffers 5d3 hits with strength 4, AP 0, magical and flaming attacks. For Shamanism, we still have the spell Totemic Summon. This means that everyone who created thematic models for the Totemic Beast can still use them in the 3rd edition. Thaumaturgy has a new effect called Divine Intervention. You roll a d6. If you roll a 5 or 6, you apply the positive effect, and if you roll a 1, you apply the negative effect. For example, in this spell, Smite the Unbeliever, the target suffers d6 with strength 4 AP 2. If you roll a 5 or 6, the hits gain strength 6, and if you roll a 1, the hits are instead resolved with strength 2. Finally, Witchcraft. Witchcraft focuses on deceiving the opponent, which can be seen in this spell, Clouded Sight, where the target unit cannot draw line of sight to anything further away than 12 inches away. Could affect anything from shooting, casting magic to charges. And that's it for today's overview of Appendix 2, the Arcane Compendium. Thanks for watching.